Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Reverse Rebirth. In today's episode we have one last world to explore here for the tours of the Disney worlds, and last one's going to be Halloween Town. Halloween Town, I gotta say, I am actually very appreciative for what it's provided to us here, and we'll see in just a sec. And also, a bit of a fair warning, I sound a little bit under the weather at the moment though, because I've been sick for the past few days. I'm still slowly trying to recover, so I might sound either a bit more nasally or, you know, just a little, well, actually, or more so for the fact that I'm actually still a little bit delirious from me here, so if I don't really speak any straight, or if I'm actually, you know, kind of, you know, acting like I'm hardly finding anything interesting to say, then, you know, I do apologize in advance, so, so again, I hope you guys can bear with me. I've been, like, you know, I've been feeling like shit for the past few days, because, you know, a bit of a fever, and my nose was a bit stuffy, and so I was feeling a bit nasally. I'm slowly trying to feel better, so, you know, I do apologize if anything once again, but, you know, yeah, I'll try to think of what there is to say about this little video here. I mean, I got, like, you know, literally a half hour for this here to try to come up with something interesting to say here, but, you know. But again, I'm definitely gonna sound a little bit delirious here, so so yeah. So I do apologize if my commentary just sounds interesting, and I'm kind of repeating myself here. So anyway, so one kind of disappointing thing about Halloween Town, and you know, and I'm only saying this, you know, from a kind of a appearance-wise, that Rigo doesn't really get his own Halloween costume. He still wears his regular outfit, but his texture does actually look a lot darker, and he's more well, I mean, you know, kind of fitting with the whole Tim Burton aesthetic here. So, you know, you can see his texture is darker. Like, you know, he looks more rainy, and you know, yeah, he's more grim basically. You can definitely see it right here. You know, especially on well, just a little close up right here, and you can see that you know, he definitely just kind of looks more he looks more gothic in appearance. Well, I mean, you know, I mean his facial features are still the same though, but texture-wise, though, he definitely looks more gothic. But I guess, you know, that's kind of how that's kind of coinciding with the whole gothic art style of Tim Burton. So I mean, they had to keep it that way, and you know, not just Riku, but same thing with Mickey. You're gonna see that, you know, he that his textures look more grainy, because that's definitely one interesting thing about Halloween Town, is that, you know, the art style kind of shifts. I mean, it's been like that in Kingdom Hearts 1, where, you know, where, you know, the art style shifts to a more grainy texture, so, you know, they kind of just want to fit with the whole Tim Burton aesthetic. And honestly though, it does get even weirder in Kingdom Hearts 2. Well, I mean, not really so much Halloween Town though, but like, because to jump the gun ahead a bit here, in Kingdom Hearts 2, there is Pirates of the Caribbean world, and I kid you not, and, you know, and so they had to go with the whole photorealistic setting here, because, you know, due to it being a live action movie. But Sora, Donald, and Goofy actually still clash with the whole art style, and so they actually still keep their very same models and textures from the main worlds. But I will say though, Kingdom Hearts 3 actually makes this actually shifts this even further, because of the whole updated technology of the advanced consoles, like, you know, the PS4 and the Xbox One, where, you know, they managed to just texturize even further to make it a lot more photorealistic, and they actually do the same with Sora, Donald, and Goofy, where, you know, they don't really clash anymore. They actually change their textures and all that to fit the more realistic setting, so they look a lot more detailed. Where you can actually see Donald's feathers, and you can also see that Goofy looks a lot more fuzzy. So so that's actually you know, something at least, you know, I had to applaud them for that though. So that they actually, you know, it says that, you know, this is actually what they would really look like if they were in a live-action movie, just by using the CG models for those, like, you know, what they do with other live-action movies, like, you know, with well, you know, the later Star Wars movies, and also the MCU, like in the Marvel movies. So but yeah, I kind of went off on a little tangent right there for the whole texture and all that though. So yeah, it's kind of one interesting thing about it, you know, just like even the whole just kind of having the whole art style right here, just say, you know, with the textures. Oh my god, that's a really disturbing. Are they supposed to be like the Wilhelm screams? I'm sure that's what they are. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they're supposed to be. So let me think. You know, I gotta say though, like seeing Mickey right here, and because of the way that you know, he has more grainy texture. For some reason, I'm actually thinking of this one Mickey Mouse short. If you guys actually know what it is here, and it's definitely without a doubt one of the scariest and one of the most you know, morbidly disturbing Mickey Mouse shorts. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's called Runaway Brain, and I gotta say though, people actually agree that it's without a doubt the most disturbing and the most morbidly scary thing coming out of a Mickey Mouse short. And I don't know. I can't remember if I actually did see it though. It was probably like, you know, maybe a long time ago. But I guess you know, maybe I don't think a lot of kids were able to see it that much though, because the parents actually deemed it way too scary by Mickey Mouse standards. It's also where you see the first appearance of Julius, which another thing jumping ahead a bit here is that he's also a super boss in the I think in the HD re-release of Dream Drop Distance in 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. Yeah, Julius from Runaway Brain is actually supposed to be a super boss. He's supposed to be like, you know, this real scary Frankenstein version of Pete. So yeah, nice little trivia there. But yeah, I think that's kind of all I want to say here. Oh, look at that! I actually did come with an interesting thing to say, despite my delirium for this right here. So yeah, I guess that's all I can say here. Yeah, these rooms are a lot large. Well, I mean, the whole map layout is pretty large here, but at least I already know where I'm going though. Anyway, so I was talking about how you know, I can actually appreciate Halloween Town for what it is right here. So yeah, I do apologize for all those tangents. I actually really did go off on that tangent there, but I was trying to hit that white knight right here, and Riku keeps on hitting that lantern, and I try to hit him right here because I got close enough, but Riku ended up hitting the wall. No, one of the things I really hate about this auto-targeting system. So, yeah, one thing I really gotta say that I really do appreciate about this world is that, thankfully, for what you saw in the battle system, is that the game, this world actually gives you a lot of high number cards. So, yeah, this is actually very much a good Far Cry, or, you know, or just, you know, after all the shit that we had to go through in Wonderland because of those low number cards for you know, very shitty design that they did here. Thankfully, this world actually gives you a lot of high number cards. So, you know, the lowest they'll ever give you is just like either at least 1-4 or a 0 card. Well, you know, at least we have a 0 card because, you know, that's at least beneficial. But, you know, pretty much all the cards that you get in your deck here that's given to you are all the high number cards. So, like, you know, 9s, 8s, or 7s. So, you know, thank God that, you know, after all the shit we had to go through in Wonderland and going straight over to Halloween Town, then, you know, then that's you know, definitely one of those author saving throw moments here. So I actually am really thankful for this here. So that's actually what really made me just enjoy Halloween Town. We're going through Halloween Town because of that right here. As much as it is without doubt one of my absolute favorite worlds in Kingdom Hearts, mainly because of the whole, maybe because, you know, they just want to make it a lot, you know, make it interesting with the whole art style and textures and all that. But it also come from somebody who absolutely loves Halloween, because, you know, because, you know, with Halloween being my absolute favorite holiday of all time, because, you know, I've been saying for that quite a bit here, and I guess, you know, at least I was able to celebrate it somewhat right here. But with, you know, doing a Let's Play of Luigi's Mansion, because, you know, I did release it towards the end of September, and going well into October, so that's actually one way to celebrate Halloween, just by doing a Let's Play of Luigi's Mansion. And so I'm actually really glad about that one, since, you know, Luigi's Mansion is without a great game, and so I definitely had a good time doing a Let's Play. And, well, you know, having started this game here in the middle of October, then, you know, I did say Castle Oblivion is pretty much haunted, so maybe it does make sense to do this Let's Play on Halloween, but now it's not so much anymore, though, because, you know, now we're in Halloween Town, and, we already just started January, because it was already the New Year, so we actually just went through New Year's. So that's definitely, you know, very much contrasting things a bit here, you know, having to go through Christmas. Although, I mean, it is definitely the nightmare before Christmas, so you know, it starts out with being Halloweeny, and then just transitions straight into Christmas, because that's basically the whole plot line of Jack wanting to try out Christmas for himself. As a matter of fact, when it does return to Kingdom Hearts 2, then that's when we get Christmas Town. So you actually did say that, you know, it'd be a celebration of both Halloween, but also, you know, Christmas. So, I don't know. Hopefully, maybe when I actually do get to do a Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2 eventually, then, you know, And when we get to Halloween Town and, you know, on to Christmas Town, then, you know, who knows? Maybe maybe I might end up uploading in December probably, but we'll see. Depending on how the schedule is going to be or how the videos are going to be laid out. So we'll definitely see. But that's going to be, you know, after a lot of Let's Plays from now, and then you know, just when I eventually do get to do a Let's Play of Kingdom Hearts 2. So anyway, so now we got Oogie Boogie, and so yeah, I did the same as before. So like, I never noticed this at all when we fought on Miss Sora, where you know, whenever you break the cards, or you know, whenever Oogie throws a dice, well, it just starts out with purple dice, and you know, whenever you break those, then you can actually notice that the gate will start to lower a bit, and so once it lowers all the way down, then that's your chance to attack him. So I guess I never really got to see that though, because I kept seeing all the gimmick cards, and I did kind of struggle a bit against Oogie Boogie as Sora though, but not so much with Riku. I mean, mainly because thankfully with a fixed deck. But yeah, I can see the gates just lower itself a little bit, just so you know, whenever you hit the dice right here, and so that's actually what happened. The only thing about it is that he just summons the enemies right here, so you know, after a successful roll here, then there we go. But once he actually gets to fighting Oogie Boogie himself, then he's very much of a pushover. Because, you know, he doesn't really attack all that much, though. I mean, maybe he kind of does a bit of the bitch slap to Riku, but, I mean, that's what I want to say it as, though. But yeah, once he actually gets to attacking Oogie Boogie, then, you know, he's, like I say, he's very much of a pushover, so just, you know, keep willing on him with your own attack cards, and you know, since he got a lot of the high number cards, thank God for that. Then you know, you actually just be able to just, you know, constantly attack him right then and there, and you know, it's very much a cakewalk from there. And you know, and having to use a dual system isn't really necessary though. I mean, I kind of still use it anyway, just kind of finish the whole thing off though. But it is very easy to do, because once you get to dual system and then just use the barrage move, then you know, because of all the higher attacks that you have here, then it's just very easy to do. So, see, I can actually easily choose this one. As a matter of fact, I actually still forgot to use the Maleficent card, but if you actually do end up using the Maleficent card for higher attack power, then this battle will not take long at all. So, definitely one of the easiest boss battles there is here. Well, I think out of all the Disney bosses. Guys, keep in mind though, you know, Oogie Boogie never uses slates though, because like I said, the only Disney bosses that use slates are Hades and Captain Hook. So yeah, those are just the only two that I know of. Any of the other slates used by other bosses would just be the members of the organization. So, so that's just one thing to keep in mind. You know, I gotta say though that if I ever did use the Teamy Darkness for this for the next map card, then that means a lot of jump cuts are here, because you know. Because at this point by Riku's campaign, that, you know, despite the fact that we've already encountered the Heartless in Sora's campaign, then, you know, I actually just at least show off the battle first, and then just the Heartless that Riku has not yet encountered. Afterwards, I just cut off all the other battles entirely, though. Except when, well, I only show off when Riku levels up, though, but just after, but not really so much with beating the Heartless in question. Oh, yes, remember, folks, see that fountain that's just shooting the water balls at you? They can hurt, and unfortunately, we can't really destroy them. So, so that's one thing bear in mind. I tried that, and none of that ever worked. So, yeah, just don't waste your time trying to hit the fountains, because you know they won't be destroyed at all. So you're gonna have to avoid their water projectiles at you. So, man, you know, these benches right here. Apparently Riku hates benches, because you see he's already attacking them. I was like, no, I don't want to see these benches. Fuck these benches. Because, you know, I'm just having to be able to... Because I wish you could be able to sit on those benches, too, but we never do. And, you know, that's also another one of those things where, you know, like... You know, it's definitely one of the big things about, you know, when Pokemon X and Y were released, and we were able to actually sit on benches for once, because, you know... Because back during the 2D Pokemon games, we were never able to at all, or just at least sit on the chairs. But now, since shift to 3D, starting with Gen 6, then the game actually allowed us to sit on benches. So, hey, that's something to appreciate it for, right? And I was gonna say, like, you know, when I was first playing Pokemon Legends ZA, and I saw those benches right here. I'm like, well, we're in the Kalos region, so so let's go sit on a bench. And then the game tells me to that this is actually no time to sit on benches. I'm like, what? Nah, fuck this game. 0 out of 10, worst game. Those haters were right. This isn't one of the worst games of all time because of the fact we can't fucking sit on benches. But later on though, the game actually does enable you to be able to sit on benches, and so and they're actually used to shift the time frame to nighttime or daytime, you know, depending on what you want to do. So you know, just shift for nighttime. So that's actually what the benches are used for, at the very least. I know eventually that I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to pick back up on Legends of ZA though, because the DLC is already out now, and I have actually not played the DLC by this point though, because you know there was other games I was doing at the moment though. But once I finish with those, then I was gonna go back to playing Legends of ZA for the DLC and just purchase that. One of those games I'm actually playing is just kind of getting practice on for the Let's Play. That I am not gonna say just yet though, but you know, it might be coming a little sooner than you think though. So I'm actually just replaying those games just to make sure I get enough practice on them before doing the Let's Play. And so that's, you know, one thing that's actually important, you know, as a Let's Player, that when it comes to games like, you know, especially games I haven't played in a long time, then you know, I'm gonna want to make sure to play the games again first to make sure I get enough practice on them before the Let's Play, because you know, that's, you know, a lot of us would like to do, you know, just having to replay those, you know, especially being a Let's Player, you know, it's definitely important to me to actually do so. So I mean, it's one of those things I have to. By the way, folks, I actually this is actually a new recording session I just did because the original raw footage was about to be going to 45 minutes. I want to make sure to stop the recording when it gets to 45 minutes, because I didn't want to make the videos too long to, well, because I want to make sure not to cut Adobe Premiere in half, because I still have trust issues when it comes to Adobe Premiere. So I actually stopped that one and just did another recording session, just put it all at once right here. Even though the video ended up being 30 minutes long, but the only reason for that, though, is because since it's actually the last Disney World in the second half of the game, or in Riku's campaign, the reason for all these 30 minutes long, or that's a half hour long, is because, well, it's because of the cutscenes. That's the only reason. It's cutscenes. That's actually the biggest factor, the biggest reason why it's that long, because, you know, it's you know, cutscenes. So, you know, it's not very long when it comes to gameplay though, but the video does take longer all because of the cutscenes. So yeah, I blame the cutscenes on that one here. Yeah, everybody has to go and blame the cutscenes. So anyway, so I decided to use the black room this one though, because you know, I couldn't find any other cards or common cards to go for the red cards. So so that's why I decided to just use the go for the black room, just do the black fungi. Something which we haven't really encountered so long though, and well, we've never really encountered them all as Riku, so I figured, you know, just, you know, show off at least once. That's all there is to it. And yeah, I guess that's all there is to say about it here. Yeah, I'm actually I am still a little bit weary, like, you know, still a little tired though. You know, just haven't been sick for the past couple of days, and I actually was supposed to go to work on those days too, but I ended up having to call out for those days because how sick I was, because, you know, because honestly, guys, you really can't go to work while you're sick. It's really not a good idea to do so, because, you know, you don't want the same thing happen to your coworkers, or at least you know, or at least if you're working in retail, then you don't want to do the same thing to customers. So so yeah, you do want to be careful about that. And, you know, I actually remember how much worse it was, you know, when it came to, like, during the pandemic. And so that's the reason why that, you know, it was very important for us to wear the masks during all this right here. So, yeah, so that's why I always had to listen for procedures, because I know for one thing, there will definitely be those, you still remember those kinds of idiots out there that's why refuse to wear a mask during the pandemic, because, you know, they would just still believe in some bullshit propaganda. So yeah, I remember those kind of guys right there. So fucking morons. But yeah, all that aside, yeah, I had to call those days. So the only good news is that you know, I actually at least did have enough sick time coverage to you know, use those, and so that way they're actually still I could actually still get paid for those days I call out on using those kind of sick time coverage. So there's that at least to make up for it though, because you know. Because, you know, especially consider the fact that, you know, I'm having because I live in an apartment right now, and, you know, having yeah, having to make sure to pay the rent and also with paying the bills and all that right there. So I want to make sure to at least have the whole coverage for the for getting paid and all that too. So that's the thing I'm trying to do here. And at least, you know, with the month of January, since tax season's just around the corner, then, you know, so I'm going to wait on those W-2s coming there, so that way they're actually get my tax refunds. Because, you know, I want to make sure I got all that right here, just, you know, all those, all stuff was taken from me from those paychecks, so just getting all the money back from the IRS, so. Anyway, so that's that done and over with, and so there's the exit door for us in Conqueror's Respite, and so. Ladies and gentlemen, be prepared to see a bunch of these long-ass cutscenes, because we're at 20 minutes right now, and you can see it's 30 minutes, so get ready for those longest cutscenes here. Plus, there's going to be a boss fight, too, so yeah. Here we go, folks.
That scent. You're another one of those nobodies.
You've done well thus far. But to possess your powers and yet fear the darkness, what a waste.
I do not fear it.
I sense that you do. You're also capable of controlling the darkness. Cast away your useless fear. Open your heart. Embrace the darkness.
And if I say no?
Then you lose both light and darkness. And disappear. I, Lexius, will not yield to the frail heart of an infantile coward. Now, stop resisting. And let the darkness in!
You know, one thing I actually do have to think about is that, you know, with Lexius going on about how, you know, he's basically calling Riku out for, or the rest of the organization calling him out for running away from the darkness, and calling him coward, you know, he's essentially calling Riku a pussy. That's what it is here, so. Anyway, so here we have Lexius, and so, Lexius, you can see here, carries a big-ass fucking axe sword, and, you know, he's definitely got to be a bodybuilder here, because, you know, because that thing has got to be super fucking heavy. So I'm convinced he's at least a bodybuilder, so here's a strategy against Lexius right here. You can actually be able to manipulate the duel system as much as you can please here, because Lexius a lot of times will be using the 9 cards. So whenever he does that, you have a lot of 9 cards at your disposal. So you actually go backwards, and you'll see your 9 cards, and then once he shows his 9 card, use your own, and then that's when you activate the duel system, and then you actually use that big attack they have right here. And it's actually very important you do so, and I didn't really mean to do all that because I was just like shuffling all through the cards, and I wasn't supposed to. But here's a good reason for that here, and I think it's very important for you guys to do the same kind of strategy I'm doing right now. Is that whenever Lexius is using his own 9 card, he will actually channel his own kind of power, and he raises his defense. And so he does that when he does that first stage. Then he simply raises defense here. But once he does that again, does the final stage, then he becomes completely immune to your attacks. And I don't remember if he actually disables all that. But he does become completely immune to your attacks. So, you know, he can be very tough to deal with. So make sure you disable it by using the 9 cards too. Not only that, though, but when he does attack, he also fucking hurts too. And his element is like a ground element, a rock element. And so, you know, he can actually hurt quite a lot too. So you want to be careful with him as well.
You're finished!
Don't mock me!
Ouch!
You were too much trouble.
Fatality.
Too slow. You are the superiors. Forgive me, Zexion. This was a fight I should not have started.
Huh.
I see you now. Clearly.
Huh? Lexius?
Riku. I can see your heart.
No, it's not. Darkness this foul could only be...
That's it. Remember me. Let me drift into your heart.
Ansem!
You called out my name. You have been thinking about me. You're afraid of the darkness I command. Good. The more you think of me, the closer my return draws. And when I have awoken, I will take hold. Your heart will be mine!
Riku, fight! Don't let him win!
Your Majesty!
You meddlesome king!
Take that back, or I'm gonna play your ass, huh?
The king. He protected me. Your Majesty? Where are you? Please answer! You're with me, aren't you?
You know, that actually kind of does give off some rather dark implications about Riku's D mode, wouldn't you say?
Lexius is gone as well.
Vexen, Larxene, Lexius. I wonder who will be next in line.
I thought perhaps it might be you.
Me? No way. I already took my pounding from Sora. He thinks I'm done for good. Nope, I think it'll be Marluxia next. For defying the organization and targeting Sora. I hope he moves exactly as his heart commands him to. So, what about you? I thought you guys had plans for Riku.
Yes, we were going to set him off against the traitors. But with Marluxia gone, there is no more need. He is nothing but a nuisance now.
And he's dangerous as well. After all, he took down Lexius.
You know, that is not how I do things. Tell me, did you obtain the data on Riku's home?
What? One of the senses died. A really strong one. Huh?
The keeper of this castle, Marluxia, has just been felled by the Keyblade Master.
Keyblade. You mean Sora? Sora is here?
Yes. Want to see him? But can you face him?
What's that mean?
The world of darkness and Ansem Shadow still nest within your heart. Do you plan to face Sora like that? Are you not ashamed? Sora's fate is to battle the darkness. He must oppose anyone who hosts the dark. In other words, it's you. If you don't believe the words I say, then you had best see the truth with your own eyes.
This card. This is our...
Yes. It is your home.
All right, well now we got the now we got Destiny Islands for the next world. So yeah, we're still not done yet. So by this point, this is actually where the end of Sora's campaign takes place because this is at the point where Sora had already destroyed Marluxia. So yeah, we actually see what happened before the plot and then after the plot though. So like prologue and epilogue and all that, and also overlapping the campaign. So anyway, so that should be it for this episode. So next time on Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Reverse Rebirth. We're going to go to Destiny Islands next for the next world, and, well, we'll see how the plot unfolds. So until next time, we'll see you guys later.